Hello everyone, I am a new YouTuber Elephant. Today I want to share with you the anime named, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? The story happens in a world where there is a dungeon. The deeper the dungeon is, the stronger the monsters are. The main protagonist is defeated by monsters on the first floor. Luckily, when he is dying, a beautiful swordswoman saves him. Afterward, he lives a life of fighting the monsters in the dungeon and meeting different beauties. What other beautiful girls will he encounter? Let's see. Many years ago, because of boredom, gods come to the human world from heaven to live with humans. They can't use their power in the human world, but can strengthen humans' power with the blessing, ordering them to fight for them. Once they receive the blessing from a god, they will become the god's familiar. The main protagonist Belle is the only familiar of the goddess, Hestia. One day when taking an adventure, Belle is defeated by a Minotaur. When he thinks he is about to be killed, a powerful female swordsman kills the Minotaur. After getting saved, Belle falls in love with the female swordsman and starts to ask for her information around. Later, he knows the female swordsman is Ace, one of Loki's familiars, and she is one of the strongest adventurers. Belle is still a rookie adventurer. Either his strength or his fame is far inferior to Ace, but Belle doesn't give up. He remembers that his grandfather once said that adventurers must meet their love in the dungeon. So Belle decides to try hard to improve his strength until he becomes a man worthy of Ace. When Belle returns home, Hestia runs to him. Different from other gods and their familiars, Belle has a very close relationship with his goddess because Hestia loves her only familiar. Each familiar will show his stats on his back. When Hestia checks Belle's stats, she finds Belle has awakened his first skill today. The skill is named Liaris Freeze, which will allow Belle's power to improve based on his feelings. The more he misses the one he likes, the stronger he will become. The next day, Belle wakes up in Hestia's arms. He heads to the dungeon to take a new adventure. Belle's weapon is a dagger. He defeats various kinds of monsters with his agility. Because of Liaris Freeze, his stats rise rapidly. After that, Belle goes to the tavern to celebrate his progress. Coincidentally, Ace and other familiars of Loki also come to the tavern. After they drink alcohol, Ace's teammate, a wolf man, starts to talk about some funny things in the adventure, including the incident that Belle was defeated by a Minotaur. The wolf man laughs at Belle's weak power, which makes him feel very humiliated. Ashamed, he runs out of the tavern and rushes to the dungeon to take a new adventure. He realizes only if he tries harder to get stronger can he catch up with Ace. Otherwise, he will be laughed at again. Finally, Belle gets injured and finishes his adventure with his power becoming stronger. Hestia feels proud of him, knowing that her familiar can definitely be a strong hero. To help him get stronger, Hestia decides to give him a powerful weapon. She then kneels down to Hephaestus, the god of forging, asking her to make a weapon for Belle. Seeing Hestia so sincere, Hephaestus agrees to her request and makes a dagger for Belle. The next day, the monster Philia will be held in the city, in which the powerful familiars will fight against various kinds of monsters in the arena. Before it starts, someone unexpectedly frees the monster in the cage. Hestia intended to give the dagger to Belle on this day, but the fleeing monster, a white gorilla, sets its eyes on them. Before Hestia could give the dagger, she is chased after by the gorilla. To protect Hestia, Belle fights against it, only to get his weapon broken. After that, he can't fight anymore and takes Hestia to run away. To avoid being chased, Belle locks Hestia into an alley halfway and makes himself a bait to lure the gorilla away to ensure Hestia's safety. The organizers of the monster Philia are informed of the fact that many monsters had escaped, and then hurriedly send their subordinates to ask for help from various powerful familiars. The white gorilla keeps chasing Belle and corners him. At this moment, Hestia, who successfully escaped, shows up again, and then they are both knocked down by the white gorilla. Belle can't understand why Hestia comes to find him. Hestia tells him that she will face danger with her familiar and will never escape alone. After that, she gives the dagger to Belle and names it Hestia Knife. After getting it, Belle has courage again. It is a powerful weapon that can grow more powerful with the user together. When Belle holds it, his combat power enhances a lot and he fights against the white gorilla again. This time, his weapon won't be broken and can easily break the white gorilla's defense. Finally, Belle kills it with the new weapon and his agility, thus getting praised by many people. The one who freed the monsters is watching this aside. She deliberately causes trouble for Belle and will hatch more plots afterwards. Now Belle has already got a new weapon, but he still needs a set of armor. Among the items in the shop, he chooses a set of light armor, which is made by wealth. Belle spends almost all his money buying the armor. On his way home, Belle notices a girl being chased. Out of kindness, he immediately helps her, but soon the girl flees. When returning home, Belle quickly puts on his new equipment and decides to enter the dungeon again. At this moment, a girl named Lily comes to find Belle, offering to be his supporter. Supporters are like adventurers' servants and can help them pick up the core and equipment dropped by monsters. Belle happens to need a supporter, so he agrees to Lily's request. Because Lily can change her appearance, Belle doesn't recognize that she is the girl who was chased before. They start to take adventures in the dungeon together. While Belle is fighting against monsters, Lily is picking up the items dropped by the monsters aside, and she will also help to fight sometimes. However, the reason she was chased is that she is a thief. She deliberately approaches Belle because she notices his weapon is very powerful, thinking that it may be very expensive. After the adventure, Belle heads to the Adventurers Guild to get his payment, only to find his Hestia knife missing. It turns out that Lily stole it, but it can only be used by Belle, and other people using it is just like using scrap metal, so no one wants to buy it. Lily walks out of the shop disappointedly. At this moment, Belle's friend recognizes the Hestia knife, so Lily can only drop it and run away. Later, Belle gets back his weapon from his friend and finally feels relieved. But Belle doesn't notice it was Lily who had stolen the dagger and still teams up with her. When re-entering the dungeon, Belle straps the Hestia knife to his arm so that it will not get lost again. This time Belle earns a lot of money, and he divides the money equally with Lily, which surprises her. Normally, supporters can only get 1% or less of the money. Belle's kindness makes Lily feel very guilty. However, all the money Lily earned is snatched by other familiars. There are good and bad familiars in the world, and Lily's god, Soma's familiars are bad familiars. Their god Soma only brews all kinds of booze, and most of Soma's familiars are heavy drinkers. To buy booze, they have done a lot of bad things. Lily was born as a Soma's familiar. Though kind, she is also forced by others to do bad things. Since most of the familiars are adventurers, Lily starts to hate adventurers as time passes by. It was until Belle's appearance that her attitude gradually changed. During the adventures in these days, Belle learns to cast magic. He now has only one magic, which can be cast without chanting and can be activated quickly, named Fire Bolt. Belle is very excited because it is his first time taking adventures with magic. However, he accidentally runs out of his magic power and faints in the dungeon. Luckily, Ace passes by and saves him again. When he sees the girl he likes after he wakes up, he instantly runs away out of shyness. After resting for a night, Belle regains his magic power. When he is about to enter the dungeon, Lily is threatened by Soma's familiars, so she has to go against her mind and betray Belle again. During the adventures these days, Lily is sure that Belle's dagger is definitely a top weapon. If she finds a knowledgeable merchant, she must be able to sell it for a good price. Later, when Belle is fighting against monsters in the dungeon, she steals the Hestia knife from a distance with an iron wire. Now Belle lost his main weapon and can only fight with a spare weapon, causing him to be in danger. However, Lily still leaves Belle for her own freedom. On her way, she is ambushed by another group of Soma's familiars. Lily and the familiar who threatened Lily are robbed together. They snatch all of Lily's belongings and tell her to wait for death. Lily feels regretful, thinking that it is all because she betrayed the kind boy Belle. Just when she is desperate, Belle unexpectedly flees the previous area with the Hestia knife. He kills the monsters around Lily, saving her again. Seeing Belle doesn't blame her for betraying him, Lily feels guilty and moved. After that, she becomes Belle's companion and is loyal to him. Afterwards, the mysterious man who freed the white gorilla takes action again, who is unexpectedly the god of beauty, Freya. She asks her familiars to train a Minotaur and test Belle. In the guild, Belle sees Ace. He intends to flee again out of shyness, but this time he is stopped. Ace always wants to apologize to him, because the Minotaur which defeated Belle at the beginning of the story was actually chased by Ace and then ran to Belle. At that time, Belle was in a position where there was originally not such a powerful monster. To make an apology, Ace decides to help Belle with special training. After a period of time, Belle, a newcomer of level 1, has improved his strength greatly under the training of a strongman of level 5. A week later, the training is over. Belle is grateful for Ace's help, but Hestia is very jealous since Ace is the most important rival in love. To show her intimate relationship with Belle, Hestia hugs him tightly, causing Ace to leave awkwardly. Not long after, Ace ranks up to level 6. In this world, it is very difficult for adventurers to rank up. Half of the adventurers stay at level 1 for life, and the strongest adventurer is only level 7 at present. Now Ace is level 6, which is very close to the strongest adventurer. However, Belle is still a rookie of level 1, so he can't help feeling sad. One day when he enters the dungeon, he unexpectedly meets a Minotaur, which is supposed to live in deeper areas and would not have shown up here. Lily suggests Belle quickly escape, but he doesn't want to be defeated by a Minotaur again. If he wants to become as powerful as Ace, he must challenge stronger monsters. So he fights against the Minotaur, but it isn't a normal Minotaur. After being specially trained by Freya's familiar, it is more powerful than other Minotaurs. Belle soon falls into a tough battle. His attack has little effect on it, and he can only dodge its attacks with his agility. At this moment, Ace and her team also enter the dungeon. Seeing Belle in a tough fight, Ace intends to help him, but Belle refuses. This time he wants to defeat it alone. Generally speaking, the adventurer of level 1 is definitely no match for a Minotaur, but after fighting and being specially trained for these days, Belle's strength has surpassed that of a level 1 adventurer. Belle keeps attacking the Minotaur and hits it several times, causing it to get wounded. Belle continuously casts Fire Bolt at these wounds and finally defeats the Minotaur. Ace and her companions are shocked by how quickly Belle became stronger. Not long after, Belle ranks up to level 2. It only took him a month and a half to go from level 1 to level 2, which is a new record. After getting promoted, Belle gains a new skill, Argonaut. This skill named after the hero shows that Belle wants to be a hero like Argonaut, and it allows Belle to burst out with the power that can reverse the situation at the critical moment. After leveling up, Belle intends to change into better equipment and he is very happy with the light armor, so he comes to the shop again, intending to find other works made by Welf. Coincidentally, Welf happens to sell his goods in the shop. He offers to join Belle's team and he can make equipment for Belle for free afterwards. Belle is so pleased that he immediately accepts Welf's request. In fact, Welf is skilled in forging and he can even make a unique magic sword. However, he was isolated among Hephaestus's familiars because he doesn't want to make a magic sword for greedy and violent customers, and no one has ever wanted to team up with him. But after they team up, Belle has never asked Welf to make a weapon for him. After knowing Belle's character, Welf thinks he deserves the weapon made by him. So Welf makes a good short knife for Belle as his secondary weapon. With a new member joining, Belle's team becomes more powerful. This day they intend to explore the deeper parts of the dungeon, which means it will be more dangerous. Deep in the dungeon, both the strength and the number of monsters have increased significantly. There is another team on the same floor as Belle, and they encounter a large number of monsters that are difficult to deal with, so they can only flee. When running away, they meet Belle's team. If they choose to detour, they will probably be caught up, so they decide to run past Belle, causing the monsters to target Belle's team. Finally, the other team manages to escape, but Belle and his companions fall into a tough fight. In the passage, a large number of monsters appear on both sides. In addition, the passage collapses, causing Lily and Welf to get hurt by the falling stones. In such a desperate situation, it is impossible to defeat the monsters and return to the upper floor. Now they are on the 16th floor of the dungeon. Lily suggests they head further down because the 18th floor is a safe zone without monsters. As long as they can successfully pass the 17th floor, they can get out of danger. Afterwards, Belle takes Lily and Welf to the entrance of the 17th floor with difficulty. There are not many monsters on the 17th floor, but a boss named Goliath is guarding here. Belle, of course, cannot challenge such a terrifying boss. Instead, he tries hard to escape. Finally, he makes it and jumps into the 18th floor. After reaching the safe floor, Belle falls into a coma due to exhaustion. Coincidentally, Ace is also having a rest on the 18th floor, so she saves Belle and his companions. Since there are no monsters on the 18th floor, adventurers who want to explore deeper will rest here. Although they are in the dungeon, there is a giant crystal on top, which shines like a sun. The crystal will dim after it shines for a while, and then lights up again, just like the cycle that days alternate with nights. At night, Hestia goes to the 18th floor with a group of people. Gods are not allowed to enter the dungeon, but Belle hasn't returned home for a long time, so Hestia is made an exception to save him in the dungeon. Hermes, who comes with Hestia, is also a god. For some reason, Hermes pays close attention to Belle. After Belle becomes the fastest leveled up adventurer, while he is noticed by many people, there are also many people jealous of him. Some adventurers notice Belle here and intend to teach him a lesson. The next day, they kidnap Hestia and force Belle to go to a remote place. Those adventurers jealous of him surround him, and one of them offers to have a one-on-one fight with Belle. This man can be invisible and Belle can't see him, so Belle can only be hit at first. It turns out that in order to test Belle, Hermes secretly gave the magic helmet, with which the user can get invisible, to Belle's opponent. Hearing about the duel, Belle's companions come to help him and fight against the adventurers surrounding Belle. Hestia is also saved by Lily, and then they head to find Belle. Meanwhile, during the fight, Belle gradually has a special sense. He can detect the opponent's movements through hostility. Soon, Belle defeats him, but his opponent doesn't want to accept his failure and even wants to kill Belle. In a rage, Hestia makes an exception to stop the duel with divine power, but gods are not allowed to enter the dungeon and use divine power. Hestia breaks the rule, causing a disaster to happen. Later, the boss of the 17th floor, Goliath, breaks into the 18th floor with other monsters. Because Ace and other strongmen headed to deeper floors, now only weak adventurers are still on the 18th floor. Belle immediately joins the fight with his companions. Other adventurers also unite in facing the sudden disaster. Adventurers can easily defeat other monsters, but Goliath is so powerful that it can only be killed when they join forces. The warriors of the adventurers are attracting Goliath's attention, and archers are assisting in attacking, while magicians are chanting spells in the distance. Their attacks quickly knock it down. However, the strongest ability of Goliath is neither attack nor defense, but amazing self-healing. In an instant, it gets completely recovered and defeats many adventurers. If they want to completely defeat Goliath, they must cause irreparable injuries to it. At the critical moment, they all attack it with their strongest skills and all their efforts. But Bel was knocked unconscious by Goliath and has not woken up yet. Hestia stays by his side and talks to him, hoping to wake him up quickly. Bel hears Hestia's call in a coma, and he remembers his grandfather once said that only the one who gambles his life on protecting others can be called a hero. Plus he thinks that there are still many people who need help. He finally gets awake, and then walks towards Goliath with a long sword. Seeing Bel walking towards Goliath at the risk of his life, other adventurers start to cover Bel with their attacks. At the critical moment, Bel's skill, Argonaut, exerts its greatest power. Finally, Bel kills Goliath, leaving no chance to it to get recovered. After that, the adventurers all cheer for Bel and his victory. They gather around Bel and congratulate him. Now, Bel finally becomes a real hero. The first season of this anime ends here. After experiencing all kinds of difficult trials, Bel proves himself in front of everyone. He becomes powerful and attracts the affection of many beautiful women for many reasons. He has the courage and determination to face failures and difficulties. Besides, he can remain kind after experiencing a lot of bad things, and treats everyone he meets with tenderness and justice, which is more precious than powerful strength. In the next season, Bel will head to the deeper floor of the dungeon and face more powerful monsters and more evil competitors. Besides, he will also face his most feared enemy, a group of beautiful warriors, which will be a painful but joyful fight. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'll bring more excellent anime in the future. Thanks for you watching. See you in the next video.